So, what I wanted to share with you today was something that is near and dear to my heart that I've been working on for a couple of years as my daughter went through the whole college admissions process, which is insane. If you live in the United States and your teen wants to go apply to a lot of schools. But before we get to it, my name is Kim. I'm a mom, family photographer turned blogger turned educator. I love teaching about photography as well as helping other creative businesses create the systems they need to suit their lifestyle. I've learned a thing or two over the years, and that is that solving my own problems my own way to suit my own lifestyle have helped me grow in my business and my life exponentially. So what I found in going through the process with her was that all the information we needed was kind of all over the place. And we had like login stuff for different schools written on different pieces of paper, Common App links, FAFSA stuff, deadlines, everything was just kind of all over the place. And I had a whole file folder information that we just have to keep sifting through to like figure the whole process out. And literally it's like 2 years, if not longer. So what I vowed to do, because I do have a younger son, he's a junior this year, is to come up with some kind of a system that centralizes everything, that saves both of us a ton of time as we go through the process with him. And so this is something I created that I just wanted to show you, because here on this channel, what I want to do is just talk to you all the time about systems and so I have been using Notion. This is all done in Notion. If you're not familiar with it, go to, I think it's notion.io. I have been using the Notion database or platform since early this year and absolutely love it, because it's basically like a huge database of things that you can link together. Just as a quick little side note, you see on this left-hand side, this is kind of everything I use it for. So I use it for work. I use it for all my social media planning. I use it for my daily tasks, my goals. And it's just like one huge database that I use to centralize everything that I'm doing for my work. And also now I'm getting into it for personal stuff. So I have like reading books that I want to read, meal planning stuff, other family things. And I decided, I'm going to try to centralize everything in here, Notion, while we get ready for the second round of college admissions planning with my son. So I named it Accepted. And this is something you can totally create on your own. But I just kind of wanted to show you around, show you how cool this would be if you have a child that's getting ready to go to look into colleges. So what I did was I created a huge calendar that has everything, all of our deadlines in it. And the cool thing about the Notion calendars is that you can link it up with your Google Calendar. And I think there's actually some other calendars you can link to. I just link it to my Google one, but I just come to this calendar all the time just to see kind of what's going on for the month. So what I went and did was put in every single activity and deadline for my daughter. You'll see this is May 2023. So create a list of colleges to apply to, ask 2 to 3 professors for letters of recommendation before her school was out for the summer. And if you click over here, you'll see all the different months. So last summer was when we had her working on her essays. So I put all that in there. If you click on one of these, you'll see that I have it also organized as a date range for the essay portion, and what it was, work time, and whether it's completed, not started, or in progress. So it's all centralized in one place. Oh, the other cool thing I want to show you is you can like add your own notes in here. Like if your child is brainstorming, like this is kind of the main topic I want to use, and they want to maybe start their outlines on here, you can share these with people. You can make comments. So your child could even do the entire, say, draft and final stuff in Notion, which is so cool, right? So if we click through here, I also have like deadlines in here, research all programs, list out your activities for applications. And I have that linked to a different database that I created. So we have a very handy list of activities, award, and extracurriculars, which your child will need for applying to colleges. And you can see right here, you can create new. and go down here, and I listed out a bunch of different options that are very popular categories for extracurriculars. So you can kind of create your own database from there. And again, I love that it's all just centralized in here. So if you'll click through these months, you'll see everything that's involved in college planning. If you haven't been there yet, wish you the best of luck and reach out to me at any time if you have any questions. So I don't want to waste too much time on this, but the other cool thing about the calendar function is that you can look at it in different views, which I'll show you in a second. I mostly just use it as a calendar. I find it's easiest to read. But what I did go through is, I told you earlier, I did this for my daughter. I'm planning on doing it for my son. So what I did on these is, like, in September, that's the big time that you start applying for local, state, and national scholarships, as well as applying to all the schools, including like the Common App. So hard deadline for Common App. But what I did for my son is, what you can do if you're going to go through this process with an older child and then you have another one coming down the pike, super cool thing you can do is click on the dots here and you can click duplicate. So I duplicated every single thing since I already knew the timeline of everything that's going to happen, and I duplicated it for my son. So you'll see again, this is September 2023. I will fast forward to today. And if we go to September 2025, or actually anything, you will see that I have duplicated every single thing for my son, so I don't have to recreate the wheel. And see, there we go. We have the essay with the planner again. And if we skip forward to September, you'll see hard deadline Common App. So I've already pre-populated it with everything for Isaac, who again is a junior. If you have a senior this year, then you could also duplicate it and you just have to move it back a year so you stay on track. So super, super cool. I'm going to close that. I love the toggle function because then it kind of clears up my workspace here. What I did next was I added a bunch of application links. So my daughter was very interested in U Hawaii Manoa. That's actually where she got in. She's over there right now, but you can click on the plus here and start adding your own links. So it's all in one specific spot for you to be able to find. You'll see I also added a toggle here for college logins and passwords. So that way everything is centralized. Once again, come over here. I have some common financial aid and transcript links that we use. So 529 if you have a college savings plan, completing the application, College Board, the FAFSA. We are in the West, so we were able to participate in the WUI Savings Finder. And then some transcript information. If you come over here, if your student would prefer to work on their essay in Google Drive or Google Docs, you can just add those right here and get rid of the ones that I have, or again, create your own. And then your student would be able to put little notes in here and maybe the quick tasks, the things that have to happen right away. And of course, some fun stuff, some fun motivational things. Of course, I had to add this Hawaii Off to College playlist since she got in there. And then I want to show you over here really quick. So you will need to refer to letters of recommendation. So you can create a quick link here, as well as retrieving your students' SAT scores. And then another hyperlink which goes to a different Notion database is that Activities and Awards Hub, which you saw through the calendar. So if you click here, I've created this. You can put their high school counselor contact information because you will be chatting with them quite a bit. And then they can plug in their GPA weighted and unweighted here, test scores. So AP testing, SAT, ACT activities. And again, all of this is customizable to whatever you need or whatever would work best for you. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to hop back over here to the main page. And if we keep scrolling down, this is the other super cool thing. So I then created different phases of the actual college application process based on her narrowing down her school choices. Again, all of this is fully customizable. So the cool thing about Notion is I will show you Hawaii Manoa. I created like, what's the likelihood that she would be able to get into the school? What is the school's acceptance rate, whether it's public or private, location of the school, whether or not they're in WUI, again, because they're West Coast, what the average price is. Anyway, you can sort out your schools as your student is narrowing them down quite easily. With this, you can see you can add different columns, or you can delete them. And what I also did was next steps. Is my daughter going to apply to this school or is she not? You see there's a new tab down here, so you can add more schools. And of course, right here, if you click the three dots, you can also delete these if they don't pertain to you. So then once we clicked, or she clicked, I will apply, the cool thing is we come down to the application phase and it'll auto-populate with those schools, right? Saving you time already. So that's what we did. And then I did create some different fields here. So whether or not the school is the Common App, as you may or may not know, the Common App is a one centralized application, and you can have that application go out to specific schools that participate in the Common App to save you a ton of time. So you don't have to apply many, many different ways and look at many, many different deadlines when you're applying for college. Then you would auto-populate it with application due date, your application status, is it in progress, done, or you decide you're not going to apply there, what the portal and then the login information is there. So it's super easy to find what your child's potential major would be. Again, whether or not they're private, and then the likelihood of getting into the school, whether or not your child wants to apply to honors college there, as well as, again, you can customize this any way you like. So then once the application phase is totally done, we go to the next phase, which is the decisions phase. So your student will wait to learn about what schools they got into, what their decision dates are, so you kind of know when to expect the emails or the letters. And if they get in, you could add the admissions portal login information here. And then whether or not they got FAFSA aid or scholarship aid or anything like that, you're going to add that in there as you and your student are narrowing down your decisions. My daughter did a lot of dual credit, so college and high school classes at the same time. So we were very interested in finding out which of those college credits were going to transfer. So I added that for us. And then after that, touring. Are you going to go visit the campus? Did you already visit the campus? Because that also always counts as demonstrating interest to the schools. The schools totally keep track of that. So that's where you can kind of mark down that or like additional notes over here. And then once all those decisions come in, you and your child will have to sit down and talk about where they want to accept the offer. And again, my daughter is at U Hawaii Manoa. She loves it so far, which we're really excited about. We all helped her move in there, which is also super fun. But here, again, what you can do is, maybe if you're having a hard time deciding, you can put in the other schools here that she is still interested in while you're deciding. And then this creates a whole new timeline, because I thought we were like done with the whole process, but you actually still have quite a bit to do over the summer before your child actually goes there. So you need to find out when the tuition deposit is due. If they have filled out their housing application, there's usually the first phase and the second phase. So you can put that in there. You need to get final transcripts ordered and sent out before a certain deadline. Again, here is housing application part 2. Get the health clearances done. When is their student orientation if they have one? They typically have to meet with their college advisor before they can register for classes. So I, again, put all of this in here because I didn't realize we had so much more work to do. And it keeps going on and on. So FAFSA, register for classes, tuition due, and much, much more. So here, again, it's all concise. I absolutely love Notion. If you are interested in creating something like this for yourself, I will put some relevant links in the comments for you, including my Notion referral. But again, it is free. I would appreciate using my link, though, if you are interested in doing this. And then last, what I put in here, you can populate it with who their college advisor is. And then I added a link to the UHL resource for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been really fun walking you through the Accepted College Admissions Planner. If you have any questions at all, please let me know about Notion in general or about building your own planner or anything else. And if you wouldn't mind giving this a thumbs up, it really supports my channel. And you can also reach out at any time. Keep creating.